These are off-scalp colors that will give you both the lift and the intense deposit of whatever shade you're choosing here. Welcome to the Breakdown video series. In this particular episode, we're going to talk about the difference between our high lifts, which if you've stayed tuned to the video series, there's a whole video about the difference between our IGORA Royal High Lifts and our Blonde Me High Lifts. But those have a focus on lifting to blonde. What we want to talk about here is the difference between our traditional high lifts and something that we have at Schwarzkopf Professional called IGORA Royal Fashion Lights. So let's give you a brief recap on the high lifts. Our IGORA Royal High Lifts, both 10- and 12- series. We covered that the 10- series, on scalp, off scalp, will give up to 4 levels of lift. You can mix it equal parts with 30 or 40 volume. Our 12- series, we discovered, is best for natural virgin bases 6 or lighter. Mix it with 30 or 40 volume, but don't forget, the 12- series is mixed 1 part color to 2 parts 30 or 40 volume. Use them on scalp, use them off scalp, you have those options. The goal for these is to lift and get to some sort of blonde, whether that's icy, creamy, sandy. That's the function of the IGORA Royal High Lifts. Now what's different is we have a brand here called IGORA Royal Fashion Lights. How do I put it? These are high lifts, but with intense deposit. So if you look here at the assortment, we have everything from neutral, beige, copper, red, and red violet. A couple things to remember about the IGORA Royal Fashion Lights. These are off-scalp colors that will give you both the lift and the intense deposit of whatever shade you're choosing here. Now the nice thing is you are going to mix the IGORA Royal Fashion Lights typically with our IGORA Royal Oil Developer 12% 40 volume. And it's super easy. You mix them 1-to-1, equal parts color and developer. A few tips: keep the IGORA Royal Fashion Lights off the scalp. They do have the ability to give you a lot of lift, and here's like the fun fact about the IGORA Royal Fashion Lights: you can even put them on, let's be real, moderately color-treated hair, and you can shift and lift through moderately color-treated hair and get copper, red, red violet, all in one step. So if your client does come in and has maybe a faded level 6 chocolate from the winter, and now she's looking to get back into something a little bit lighter, rather than having to lighten and tone or bleach out that color and play the toning game, I could get potentially blonde, copper, red, or red violet highlights both lifted and deposited in one step. So that's the appeal between what the IGORA Royal Fashion Lights are and what they can do in one step, and how they're just a little bit different than the IGORA Royal High Lifts. To sum it up, high lifts, I'm going blonde, and they need to be on virgin hair bases. The IGORA Royal Fashion Lights, you of course can use them on virgin hair, darker levels like 4 and 5, or moderately color-treated hair to get both lift and deposit off-scalp application mixed 1-to-1 with our IGORA Royal developers. So hoping you can find some creative outlets to use either or both on one head. We certainly love them, and they are punchy and bright and clean and clear, and you have all the lifting you could possibly want. All right, so if you like the content you've seen here in this episode of The Breakdown, follow, subscribe, and comment below. If you have more questions, we are here for you, and we'd be happy to answer them. So stay tuned for more.